We're going to begin with a short roll call. Just unmute and say present or here or God bless America. Mr. Dionysian.
I got confused for a second. Present.
Okay. Mr. Kodavati. Is Mr. Kodavati? Oh.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Mr. Lin.
Present.
Representative Singh. I see Representative Singh, so we're just going to move on. Ms. Nazarian.
Here.
Ms. Sarian.
Present.
Ms. Angel.
Present.
Mr. Georgian.
Here.
Ms. Kodavati.
Here.
Ms. Simonian.
Here.
Mr. Gregorian.
Proud to be an American.
And Ms. Khashaki.
She won't be able to make it.
Okay, Ms. Khashaki is not in attendance. With that, we conclude roll call. The first thing on the agenda is our classified briefing, but we're going to move that actually to the back of the agenda. The first thing then is going to be... okay, actually, no, we do have to give you the classified briefing because you need context for what's about to happen. All right, everybody move to House Chamber B. I don't know if Sungju will have clearance to follow, but if not, just hang tight. We'll be back in like 2 to 3 minutes. And we are once again being recorded. Okay. We're back. Thank you very much. So now that you guys have context for the situation with the books, I'd like to now yield the floor for as much or as little time as you'd like to Mr. Yoon, who has been heading the fight against the... They don't like the word banning, but like practically that's what it is, the banning of these books. So, oh, what's this? Okay. And I will give Nina accents as well. Yes, Mr. Yoon, the chair recognizes you for an indeterminate amount of time.
I thank the chair. I did not know I was going to be giving a speech today, but that's all good. So hello everybody. It's an honor and a pleasure to be speaking here today. I suppose if you don't know what's going on, the district is quote unquote banning books. If they don't like the word, it's a semantic game. They're changing the literature away from what's quote unquote offensive, according to three parents, disregarding the 2,600 people who have stood up against what they're doing. So intrinsically undemocratic, but it is what it is. According to Newsweek, at least, they've gone through with it, and I think it's a situation in which my co-organizers and I are looking at an appeal. So we are in the midst of possibly going for an appeal alongside some of the teachers and the English department of Burbank High School. That being said, if there is any way that you guys are willing to help us out, that would be great. If not, that's also fine. Just here to answer any questions, talk about anything you might need to have addressed.
At this point, are there any questions for Mr. Yoon? All right. Sungju, I would like to also mention we did pass a resolution in our last session, HR 002, which I will have Tony send to you. Tony, could you send him HR 002? Tony's going to send you that, which basically supports pretty much everything you're doing. Literally, it just says we support the actions of this group, and we do not support the removal of the books. We spent all our political capital trying to fight reopening, and we didn't have a lot to begin with. So if there's anything you would like us to do to help out, by all means, let us know. We're currently planning for contingencies in the event that the appeal does not go through. this part we can declassify. We're basically working on a banned book club, which would preserve these works of literature and the way in which they should be taught. So we're going to take all the English department's, materials and lesson plans, of course, hoping they would want to cooperate. And then we're going to take students that are knowledgeable on this, and they will teach the next generation of students who will then in turn teach. It's a pretty broad idea, but hopefully it does work. So I would like to thank Mr. Yoon for his time, and hopefully we can be of help. The chair recognizes Mr. Gregorian for a question or a comment.
Comment. Can't we join that appeal along with Sungju's group and the teachers union and just join along with that?
We can
Is there
write
more?
a very brief resolution supporting the appeal. Is there a second?
Second.
There is a second. The appeal will be the resolution will be as follows: the Burbank Student Alliance resolves to support the appeal of the ban. Is there any objection to that wording? Okay. We're going to put it to a vote. All in favor of this resolution, please type aye in the ballot chat. All opposed, put nay.
We are unanimous. We are
Mr. Gregorian,
epic gamers.
we are not unanimous yet, and I have to call you out of order. Hold on. I believe we have everyone. That is unanimous. Okay. Yeah, so Mr. Yoon will send you back with a second resolution supporting your appeal. We wish you good luck. We got to say, we wanted to wade into that problem. You just jumped in head first. It's impressive, and we thank you for it and for your work on behalf of the students of Burbank.
Certainly. Thank you so much.
Of course. All right. Moving on. We need to talk about reopening. So we had an email from the person in charge of reopening protocol and safety at Burbank Unified. And what is this? No. And she has offered to answer any questions we may have. I have a couple I've asked already on behalf of the Burbank Student Alliance, but I would like to field your questions that I can then take down and ask her in a conference call. Are there any questions? Mr. Gregorian, I recognize you for 1 minute.
Wait, didn't those plans get canceled?
Right.
When Miss Sebastian
Okay, I
told
probably
us?
should tell you this. Yeah, so they're not actually 100%. It's more like 90% canceled. It's really weird.
Oh,
So
God
if
damn it.
before, imagine this, before there was a 0.01% chance we would go back. Now there's a 0.001% chance we'll go back. There is, however, still a scenario in which we do.
Okay, and so remember, okay, when we were at that meeting, I remember they were talking about how they're going to take everybody's temperatures before they come in. So what is their plan for this? This is going to take forever to do every morning. And again, fevers are not the only symptom of coronavirus. You can have coronavirus and not have a fever. That happens all the time. And that's not just like 2-3% of the time. It's significant. Like 30-40% of the time you don't have a fever. I've heard numbers like that. So like that's already just a disaster waiting to happen just off the bat.
I think we had
And how
our team run some numbers and it rounded out to like, was it 40 minutes per gate to get everybody in?
that's gonna take forever.
Yeah. The thing is, they're
And it's gonna take
assuming
way
they're
longer
assuming
than that.
people will arrive early and staggered. So if you arrive at 7, if you space it out just right, you can maybe get it down to like 5 minutes per group. The problem then becomes trying to get everybody to stagger their entrance into the school.
There's way too many variables. You should bring that up too. That the entire BSA agrees that there are variables to this, and you people are clearly not prepared for this. and it makes. And also another thing, how do they expect students to? How are they going to enforce students keeping their masks on, or how are they going to know that they're not going to just take them off when no one's looking? What's their plan? Their grand plan for that? Like,
I don't know, but I'll ask them that. How do you keep?
oh my god, and it was so annoying when Crowder and stuff were saying like, "We miss students being on the school." Well, tough,
Okay,
buddy.
I'm not gonna
It's
tell them that. I'm not
reality.
gonna tell. Also, I'd like to remind you, everything you're saying right now is in the public.
Yes,
Okay.
I want him to hear this.
Well, let's be respectful of school administration. Um.
Hi, this is who I am.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gregorian. Your time has elapsed. Are there any other questions you'd like me to ask in that call? Yes, the chair recognizes Ms. Simonian for 1 minute.
This is more about the Apex program, and you might have the answer, but why is it that we can't continue what we have now? Like,
Hold on.
why
So
is it the
there's two
Apex?
problems. Continuing exactly as we have now, or right now in parallel to hybrid?
In parallel to
Okay.
hybrid.
That would be literally impossible because you would need the teachers to be in two places at once. Here's the thing. The lessons that they're going to be teaching in class are going to be the same. They have to still be on Google Classroom. They can't, no paper, no anything. It's still Google Classroom, same assignments. The difference is, however, the instruction itself cannot be done in parallel. So the teacher would then have to give a lecture once to a camera and once to a physical class and then broadcast them simultaneously. It gets confusing. I know some people have suggested putting a camera in the classroom. Some schools have done that and it's worked fine. Other schools have done that and it has not worked fine. So it's, it works or it doesn't work. Did that answer your question? But I will ask specifically because I want to hear their specific response. That's just what I've been told by, part Dr. Crowther, part district admin. The chair recognizes Mr. Gregorian for 1 minute.
Kind of similar to Leona's question, but kind of basing it off of it. Why are we doing this at all? Why do you want to go back to school? What's the point?
So real quick, I want to say these kind of questions, we've tried getting answers to them. What we're doing right now is more of a protocol in case we do go back. So, for example, how will sports be handled? What do you do in a locker room? There's no way you can distance in a locker room. Actually, that's a good one. I'm writing that down.
But at the same time, I feel like we shouldn't even give them that inch of assuming that we're going back to school.
The problem is we don't get to make that decision. So long as there is a chance, we would like to know how it's going to be. The chair recognizes. The chair recognizes Ms. Kodavati for 1 minute.
So I was going to say, regardless if we go back to school or not, sports are still going to be continuing no matter what. That being said, like right now, there's already some sports like on campus. I think soccer is on campus. Like I'm in soccer, but basically you have the option to like either go or like not go. Yeah. And there's like a bunch of procedures that you have to take with like COVID sanitations and all of that. So, like regardless of if we go back or not, they're still going to have sports and they're still going to be competing for sports. And the question for like, in response to Adrian's questions, like, why do we need to go back? It's because now there's a lot more people failing school than there has been in the past.
That is true.
Additionally, there's a lot more academic dishonesty going on because it's super easy to cheat.
I don't buy. Okay. Here's the thing.
And then, wait, sorry. And also, also just like for one point, it's like for seniors especially, like it's kind of sad not being able to go back. And I know that they recognize that, but they're going about the wrong way to go back.
So first, I'm not gonna talk on the sentimental issue of we want to go back. Yeah. When it comes to what, I'm just gonna let Adrian. The chair recognizes you for 1 minute.
Okay. yes, I understand. I'm a senior myself, and the whole oh senior year's ruined and all that stuff. Same thing happened to last year's class, but and it's gonna happen to us too. But honestly, I would rather have a not so fun senior year than end up than 2 months from into the when we go back to school a teacher dropping dead or a kid bringing it back to their household and spreading it all over Burbank again. I will willingly sacrifice my senior year and multiple other things to avoid that scenario, which I'm going to emphasize will happen if they go through with this. It will happen eventually. So, yeah, senior year is going to suck. And honestly, I'm sorry. I think we just need to accept that. We're just
All right.
again,
Thank
we're
you,
just
Mr.
trying to
Gregorian.
pretend.
Thank you, Mr. Gregorian. Um, right. So we're gonna end that there. This was not supposed to go into a debate. This was just supposed to be what questions. Is there any other questions we want to ask them about protocol? Okay, good. We're gonna move on, but before we do, I want to quickly recognize Nina Elmoyan. She's a member of the organization we're going to be talking about next, called the ACDD. I'm being told she wants to just say hi. Is that it, Tony?
Yeah, she's just gonna say hi and let like meow. Armenia's important.
All right.
Boom. There.
Nina, the chair recognizes you for 2 minutes. Oh wait, did I give her access? Oh yeah,
You
I did.
forgot
No,
to
I
unmute
did.
her.
I did. Nina has access.
Nina, are you able to unmute yourself? Hold on, she's probably gonna text me asking for help. She says no. You gotta give her access to unmute
She
herself.
has access. I'm gonna kick her out and ask her to jump in again. Okay.
Join again.
Hello.
Nina?
Oh, hello.
There we go.
There you go.
Hello. This is Nina, and I'm just here to observe. And I'm looking forward to the work of the ACTD, for I am very passionate for helping Armenia through politics, or politically. So, yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Miss Elmoyan. So what she mentioned is called the ACDD, and the chair is going to recognize Vice President Orduhanyan to brief you on the ACDD and to go over its charter. What we're going to be debating is the passage of the charter. It will be what's called a special executive division, which is our equivalent of a department that the U.S. government has, much smaller, albeit. And Mr. Orduhanyan, you have the floor for 3 minutes.
Give me a sec. I need to find the charter for a sec. Just
Yeah.
like
Wait, I have to find
wait.
it. Where is it? Here we go.
I have so many tabs open.
I'm just gonna screen share if you want.
Hold on. Just like I'm sorry. I've been busy all day today, and I am lost on certain things today. I'm doing all I can to keep up. Hope you all are doing well. Come on, Tony. You can do this. Andre, you just want me to say what it
Just
is,
say
right?
what it is.
And then
yeah.
Okay. So, hey everybody, today I'm going to be going over really quick what the ACDD is, which is basically, it stands for the Artsakh Cultural Defense Division. Andre, you want me to read the mission statement?
By all means.
Okay, so our mission statement basically says that the goal is to educate and implement incremental change that will improve the public image of Armenia and Artsakh. By raising the profile on Armenia and Armenian culture, we can encourage investment in Armenia, its products, and Armenian-owned businesses in the diaspora. Additionally, by preserving the Armenian culture and its history, we can grow public interest and awareness of the situation in Artsakh. That's the mission statement. Yeah, in other words, we're basically just trying to get more awareness around it, by implementing education and attention towards it through different methods. We are able to do this division, and it's going to be a subsidiary under the BSA. That's the most I ever want to go over. So yeah, Andre, you want to continue, or I mean, I yield my time to the president.
Yes, the president takes your time, and I don't know what he does. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna real quick talk about this. So the way a special executive division works is I can form a special executive division at will, but I have to populate it with a chairman or chairperson. And that chairperson that I've decided to appoint for the ACDD is going to be Vice President Ordukhanian. He's going to personally run this team. The chairperson has to be approved by Congress. So we're basically going to be voting on whether Tony is allowed to run the ACDD. Which, if you guys want, we can do this. The correct way is to have you guys interview Vice President Ordukhanian. It's not instead of having a debate, you guys would just get to interview him and ask him questions about the ACDD and himself and his leadership experience and whatnot. Is there any questions about protocol and what a special executive division does or is?
I just kind of have a general question about it.
The chair recognizes Mr. Gregorian for a general question.
So is this like a movement to get more Armenian culture?
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna have you hold that question until we start this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is essentially I am going to give each of you 2 minutes to ask questions and get a response. You can ask as many questions or as few questions in that 2 minutes. You can yield your time to another person, or you could just yield your time to the chair. Is there any questions about asking questions? No? Great. Okay, we're going to go based off of the order I have your names here. Mr. Gregorian, the chair recognizes you for 2 minutes for questioning Vice President Ordukhanian.
Okay, so is this like a movement for like at school to get more Armenian culture and I'm really bad at pronouncing it, but about teaching about it and like bringing awareness to it? Like I'm still kind of confused on what this is all about.
So I may have made that unclear a little bit. Basically, it's not really towards the schools. It's just in the public image. That's all. Mainly there. What was the other part of your question? It was...
No, it was just about like, like if it's not going to be through school, like why not? I mean, we could create a club. We can go BHS TV.
I know there was an Armenian club, but this year it, for some reason, is not there. But I wasn't focusing on that whenever I was thinking about developing this under the BSA. And also, I just want to say that this would never, this would never interrupt the BSA's progress. We would never stop or sabotage or try to do anything like that. We're completely under the BSA and following orders and everything like that. So if that also may answer some of your questions.
So, okay, so how do you plan to bring awareness to this?
Well, okay, we have to start small, obviously. We might obviously start off with some social media. We're gonna have to put up certain posts about some history of Artsakh and certain things like that. Another thing we were thinking about doing was possibly contacting the city council to put up a short video about what has happened recently, not longer than 2-3 minutes, something like that, on their channel 6. And yeah, that's so far what we have. Other things we need to develop a little bit more. This was all during the moment we found out what happened whenever the agreement came into terms. So yeah, we're a little bit under right now, but we're getting there. We're pretty close.
Mr. Gregorian's time has elapsed. Thank you, Mr. Gregorian. Next on the list we have Mr. Kodavati. You have 2 minutes to ask questions, and you can yield your time to any other member.
Okay, so could you explain it? So could you explain again how you would bring awareness to this?
Yeah, so some of the things that we do, obviously, were obviously we'd have to start off with social media. Like I said, we'd have possibly an Instagram account, but under the rule of BSA, and we would post certain things about what has happened. And am I going a little bit? Oh dear, it's okay. And we'd be telling what's been happening in Artsakh and certain things like that. Along with that, as I said, we would contact city council to put up a video of things that have happened, and put that on channel 6. Also, we may possibly do a vigil to honor the soldiers that have passed away, that have been killed during this war, and we think it's important to respect those. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous right now. We think it's really important to respect them for that, and yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any more questions.
Would you like to yield your time to another member or to the chair?
to the chair.
Thank you. The chair takes your time and gobbles it up. By the way, if Tony's talking too long, it is your time. So you could just interrupt him, say, excuse me, I got to move on. So it is your time. You could do with it whatever you want. The chair recognizes Mr. Georgian for 2 minutes. Mr. Georgian? Alex. Earth to Alex.
Alex, I think you need to unmute yourself. I don't know if you unmuted yourself.
Alex, you there? Hello?
Wait, he unmuted himself.
Yeah, but I can't. Can you guys hear him? I can't hear him.
No, I can't.
No, he has clearance.
He said his mic isn't working.
Oh, okay.
Rip.
In that case, we'll just move on. If you want to send me any questions you have, and I'll ask him. Miss Nazarian, the chair recognizes you for 2 minutes.
I was pretty much just gonna ask about how we would go about spreading awareness, so I don't really have any questions. I yield my time to the chair.
All right. The chair recognizes Mr. Dionysian for 2 minutes.
I don't have any questions right now, but it sounded like Mr. Gregorian had some unfinished questions, so I'll yield my time.
Mr. Gregorian, you have the
thank you.
balance.
Yeah, it was just
You
one.
have the balance of his time.
Okay, so Tony, you said about contacting city council. Couldn't we also contact Schiff's office, because they've said stuff about Armenia too? So
I forgot to say that. Yes,
Okay, yeah.
I was also going to say that we would contact Schiff, obviously, but that would be towards the later part of the road. We want to obviously start off small and then accelerate from there.
Okay, that was just the last question I had. Thank you.
What would you like to do with your time?
Yield chair.
Thank you. The chair recognizes Ms. Sarian for 2 minutes.
My questions were pretty much answered as well. I just wanted to know if we're all going to be a part of this, or certain people, or how is it going to go about?
Right now, I've already gotten a team. Andre, do you want me to say who the people are in the team right
It's at
now,
your
or
discretion.
should I
You can go ahead
wait
and
on
do
that?
Or here,
Can you repeat
it
that?
should be on your screen.
Oh, yeah. I already got like 5 people that I wanted on here. Yeah. So I've gotten obviously myself, but I also got Tadeo Hakian, Savannah Manassian, Alicia Khashaki, and Nina Elmoyan. I've thought about this. It was really tough to choose. Yeah, it took me about a day to go over this. There were a lot of good candidates, but unfortunately, I mean, this is what I came up with in the end, and I hope this is a great team and that everything goes well with it.
Oh, okay. So I thought, okay, got it. Thank you. I yield my time to the chair.
All right. The chair recognizes Miss Angel for 2 minutes. Miss Angel?
I'm sorry, can I go for the next one?
Sure.
I still don't know what to say yet.
Don't worry. You don't have to say anything if you don't want. If you don't know. The chair recognizes Representative Singh for 2 minutes.
I have no questions. Can I yield my time to whoever wishes to use it?
Sure. Is there anyone who wants more time? I think Adrian pretty much just was the only one, and he's done.
All right. I yield my time to the chair.
All right. The chair recognizes Mr. Lin for 2 minutes. Mr. Lin is deafened, so he can't hear me recognizing him. The chair recognizes Ms. Simonian for 2 minutes.
I don't have any questions. I yield my time to the chair.
Let's go back. Emily, if you have anything.
No, I'm okay.
Right. The chair recognizes Miss Kodavati for 2 minutes.
I don't have any questions. I yield my time to the chair.
Fantastic. In that case, Mr. Gregorian.
When do you plan to start this? And is this gonna like?
I didn't even recognize him, and he just goes. The chair now recognizes Mr. Gregorian for 1 minute.
So you said like we're gonna make social medias and stuff. Are we just gonna post stuff on the BSA account, or are we making like a separate? Because you said it's connected with BSA, but is it just gonna be like a different account that we post stuff about Armenia, or?
You reminded me of something. Yes, indeed. So, your first part when you were saying about social media, I mean, yeah, we were gonna do that, but that's not obviously our main way of conducting this. That's just like the thing to keep it going. But in terms of a social media account, that actually I meant to say was we don't know for sure if it's gonna be a separate
It's
account
under
or if we're going to
consideration.
post stuff. Yeah, it's under consideration. That's the best way to say it. Yeah.
Okay, because I was also because the BSA Instagram account there hasn't been many posts on there, so I was thinking that we can just put stuff about the book banning and the reopening and the Armenia and all this stuff we could just put like as a part of what we're doing because it will like bring more attention to what the club's actually doing to people that aren't in it. Because when you go to the Instagram account, hold on, when you go to the Instagram account, the last post that was made was okay. It
So,
was like
Mr.
a Labor
Gregorian, your
Day.
time has
I mean,
elapsed.
Veterans Day.
Mr. Gregorian, your time has elapsed,
Okay.
but I will answer that real briefly. We've been so busy trying to put out all these fires. Yeah, we don't have time for this. Our communications director Tommy Nuno will be working on the I Stand with BSA campaign, which will do much as what you're saying is just highlighting the work we are doing. So that's in the next week or so that'll be happening.
Mr. President, I have a general question.
The chair recognizes Representative Singh and thanks them for referring to me properly as stated in the Constitution. You all must do, which I will be enforcing from now on.
All right. I was just wondering, do you guys have like a manager for social media specifically?
Are we talking about ACDD or are you talking about BSA in general?
BSA in general, and also like just like I know it's you said something about the fact that like you don't really know what you're doing yet about like social media in general.
Oh,
so, like, do you
right.
guys have like a social media like manager or just somebody who like
Nina is doing ACDD's social media, right?
Yeah, Nina is going to be taking care of things like that. No, we know what we're doing. It's just like we gotta first have our meeting. First gotta have our meeting as a team.
Okay, they brought up a very interesting point, which is so BSA doesn't actually have a social media manager. We have a communications director, which sometimes does social media stuff.
Do you know if you're going to ever like elect anybody to do that?
It wouldn't be elected. It would be appointed by me because they'd be part of the presidential staff. But we're gonna look into it definitely.
I don't mean to be rude, but the Instagram is so dry.
Yes. Okay, nobody is arguing.
That's what I was implying.
Mr. Gregorian, you're out of order. You're completely right. We know you're right.
Okay.
We're just trying to put out all these fires and at the same time maintain it. It's hard. So we'll look into it.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. If you have any suggestions, by the way, just text them to me later. Okay. In that case, we will now put the ACDD chairmanship to a vote. All in favor of approving the charter with Mr. Ordukhanian as chairman of the ACDD, please type aye. All opposed, please type nay. Mr. Lin was AFK.
The gaming term. Just say yes.
Okay.
This is not voter intimidation.
It's not unanimous because Mr. Lin abstained, but everybody who did vote voted aye. Congratulations, Mr. Ordukhanian. So ordered. This is a book I actually like, and I don't want to damage it. Anyway.
Get your Frankenstein book.
I don't know where it is. Oh, it's propping up the projector in the other. It's a long story. Okay. All right. Up next, we have. Okay. The following debate is entirely classified and must be done so in House Chamber B. So it will not be in the public record because, like, yeah, it's classified. So everybody move to House Chamber B. I'm gonna end the recording.